Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 274. The first setup of the day was submitted by Sam. I would say, just kind of right off the bat, out of sight, out of mind, you know, maybe not your strongest point. The idea is there, but I think there's still a little bit, especially in that bottom right corner, that could have just been a little bit of Velcro, a little bit of zip ties, a little bit of Scotch tape. Headphone mount would definitely look nice. Isolation pads for the speakers would be nice. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, the MIDI keyboard, that's really the best spot for it. Sam scored an 82. The next setup was submitted by Lucas. Your PC placement is not ideal. You just completely ruined all of your space for your feet. Plus, you're trying to hide all your cable management behind it. You know, do I hate the consoles being the way they are? No, but I think you could have at least made it look a little more presentable.
Yeah, straighten them out, dude.
Yeah, your speakers. Señor, por favor, mis amigos. They're behind the monitor. It's not how it's supposed to work. I think usability is also hard because you're not centered to the opening of the desk. You're trying to center yourself to the actual end-to-end piece. And by doing so, your keyboard, like the left side, WASD, is technically over the drawer. That's not comfortable. Lucas scored a 64. The next setup was submitted by Callum. Most obvious thing in the world that needs to be fixed right off the bat is putting the consoles right there. What is that? The consoles right where your feet go is just definition of cancer. I would have at least expected to have decent cable management to go with it.
Yeah.
But definitely out of sight, out of mind, that needs to be addressed. But he does have a fidget spinner off to the right side. Therefore, automatic 35-point bonus. What's really depressing, I think, is you look at this photo, the room is awesome.
That wall is so cool.
Great wall, nice artwork and stuff. Just really a missed opportunity. Callum scored a 66. The next setup was submitted by Justin. That's really, really cool. I like it. Do you think it's a little too high up?
A little too high for my liking.
Another complaint as we work our way down is on the right side of the desk. You know, it's cool. He's got his PC there and stuff like that. But maybe the pop vinyls and the way the helmet is displayed might not be the best, because for one, it makes the helmet look really cramped, and then it kind of makes the whole setup look a little bit smaller. Rotating the PC to actually have the side panel facing outwards, and then you could string the cables through behind the monitors and stuff. And then by doing so, you could put the pop vinyls in front. It's not really covering. You get to see the nice LEDs inside of the case. That is an option, having this monitor arrangement. You know, it's not a terrible arrangement. When you're sitting there, it's very usable, but it makes it a lot harder for things like speakers, which is another issue. You know, we do see the cables a little bit more behind the monitors, so that is a spot where we're able to take a few points off. But for the most part, hiding speakers is no bueno, señor, por favor, mis amigos. There are definitely a lot of places you could put a shelf. You could keep the artwork where it is. You could put the shelf below that, or you could vice versa that. I mean, really, it's up to you depending on what you put on the shelves. One thing that I will say is pretty awesome, and I've seen it before, you get a baseball display case. Pop vinyls fit perfectly in there, and you could literally put that right below all of the artwork, and it will look sick. You just fill it up with all Star Wars pop vinyls, and it will look... Hey, you know what? That'll give you the wow factor.
That's the wow factor.
That's the wow factor right there. Justin scored at 86. The next set was submitted by Zaran. A lot of different pieces going through that I could really appreciate. You know, starting off with just the cars up to the left and the right. I mean, that's just the shelf cabinet thingy that they're on. I mean, that is just perfect. I like what he's got going on above that setup as well. Do it now. It's not often we see a two-part setup where the other part is just as good as the other side.
For sure, yeah. It's just great. Like, I don't even know what you'd fix, to be honest. If I'm just, like, looking at it, there's really nothing I would change.
One of my big problems with it was really just speakers, but he's got a sound bar.
Yeah.
So it's like, he kind of checked that off the list. Zaran scored a 96. The next setup of the day was submitted by George. I give you props for being like, yeah, let me just be honest here. This is what I did. The PlayStation is fine. I probably would just stand it up to save a little bit of room. The real problem, I think, is the PC. I think it's a little too big and hefty and takes up a little bit too much space and makes it look a little more cramped than it really should be. So you put that on the floor, I think it'll be easy. Yeah, no theme. George scored an 82. The next setup was submitted by Cameron. It would have been better if you didn't use the Portal wallpaper where it's supposed to like match up perfectly. Like, it's fun because it's such a little difference in height, but like, honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Yeah, no theme.
Yeah.
Just nah. Cameron scored a 78. Final setup of the day was submitted by Hiya. A lot of people say that's not how the acoustic foam tiles work, which we'll talk about in just a second.
He knows that.
Yeah, I think it was more for like aesthetics.
Yeah, he just wanted to make it look good.
Personally, I think it would have been better not putting those there, only because really LEDs look better when they're not exposed. A lot of people are saying it's like a little bit too much going on everywhere. Like he's got in every little open spot, he's got something up on the wall, which, you know, some people like it, some people don't. You know, all the little scrolls and stuff, and that's cool, and all the little foam tiles and stuff, that's cool. And having that big poster, maybe not my favorite spot for that big poster. The setup kind of loses its cool points because there's way too much going on that you can't even really see the setup.
Yeah.
You know, especially in the second photo, you just kind of like...
Yeah, I'm looking everywhere else except for the setup.
I scored a 90. Zoran walked away with first place with a 96. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 274.